Okay, this is our second of our review videos. This one's for rational operations division. So we're going to use our a over b and our c over d this time, but we're going to divide it instead. So the main difference between division and multiplication is that we have one extra step. We're going to take the second term. So we have a over b divided by c over d. All we're going to do really is we're going to take this c over d, we're going to flip it, and then we're going to turn it into a multiplication problem again. So now we have a over b, that stays the same. This flips, so instead of c over d, we now have d over c. And then we treat it like normal multiplication, so we do top times top, bottom times bottom. We end up getting AD over BC. So let's put that into a normal type equation. So let's say we have this. Let's say we have 2 over x divided by 3 over x squared. Okay, so our 2 over x stays the same, that doesn't do anything. But our 3 over x squared changes. So now we have x squared over 3. And we've got this multiplication now. So now we go 2 times x squared gives us 2x squared. 3 times x gives us 3x. It doesn't matter what order you put this in. You could put x times 3 or you could do 3x. Whatever. Usually you put the number in front just because it's real easy to confuse numbers with exponents if you don't write it right. So like if you wrote x times 3 but you're writing a little bit sloppy, you could later on look at it and think it meant x times 3. That wouldn't be good. So it's good to have your numbers out front. Okay, well, so if we look at this then, it has an x squared in the top and an x in the bottom. So one of your x's in the bottom, or the x in the bottom, is going to cancel out one of the x's in the top. So this is really 2 times x because x squared is x times x. We have 3x in the bottom. One of the x's down here cancels with one of the x's up there, so this cancels with this, and we end up with 2x over 3. Ta-da! That's as simple as it goes. So let's do a bigger problem and let's write some steps. Okay, for your steps. Step 1 is always factor. Again, we're kind of hoping that when we factor, something will cancel out and make it easier. So always factor. After that, you're going to flip the second one. And then you're going to multiply straight across like normal. So that's your top times top, bottom times bottom. And then step 4, simplify if possible. Sometimes it's not possible, but sometimes it is. Okay, so let's say we have x squared plus 5x plus 3. Oh no, plus 6. Let's do one that factors. Then we're going to have x plus 3 down here. And let's say we're dividing by x plus 2. Oh no, let's do 2 times x plus 2. Oh, tricky. Ooh, let's make it even trickier. Let's do 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 1 over 4x. Okay. So now, the first thing we have to do is we got to factor this one. Well, this one we've factored a whole bunch of times before. Our a is a 1, our b is a 5, so a is 1, b is 5. I hesitate to even do this because we've been doing this a lot. C equals 6. You've been doing this since about Algebra 1. A times C equals 6. Factor that, we get 1 and 6, 2 and 3. And it's going to be 2 and 3 because it has to add up to make 5. So let's write that over again. We have x plus 2 times x plus 3. That's our factored form. Divided by x plus 3. And notice that before we even do anything, we already noticed that this x plus 3 is going to cancel. That's why it's good to factor, because otherwise we'd be trying to do stuff with this x squared plus 5x plus 6 when we really don't have to, because the x plus 3 is going to go away. Okay, the next thing we got to do is we have to flip the second one. So the second one, we're going to flip it over. We're going to have a 4 up top. We're going to have an x up top. And the rest of it, the 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 1, goes in the bottom. Okay. So then, we're going to cancel out the ones that will cancel out. So in this case, let's take away our x plus 3, x plus 3. That divides out, makes 1. X plus 2 will cancel this x plus 2. And now we have 4x over 2 times x plus 1. So let me write that over. And we're going to cancel the 4 and the 2. So we have 4 times x over 2 times x plus 1. But 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we could go ahead and we could simplify that. So this is a 2 up here. So then our final answer is going to be 2 times x over x plus 1. Ta-da! That's our answer.